Jeez, that was cool.
I really love the bass specifically in this song. There's a lot of just really fun bass runs and little licks between stuff that just really, like, I feel like that's the thing that brings this specific song to another level for me.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you can have like those really heavy low end guitars fit so well with a bass like that. That's always really like impressive to me.
Yeah, because it's not muddy at all. Everything feels extremely clean, but you've got the really like low tuned, like fuzzy guitars with the extremely like thick bass tone, and it all fits together really well.
Yeah, I totally agree. They were, and lots of like spacey riffs, like lots of stuff like kind of echoing out, and I love that. It reminds me of like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra kind of sound a little bit, like very big, epic, and like whoa, like what's happening?
I always find it interesting, like really good riffs that make use of space. It's not what you're playing, it's what you're not playing, and having those interesting stops to really like kind of draw your attention. And I feel like this does that a bit too.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's and honestly it's one of those songs, good vocals, but I didn't even really think about the vocals too much. I was very focused on like all the instruments, and just it's one of those songs you're just listening, you're like, wow, how did they do that? Like how did they get that to like fit like that? But it works like so well.
Talking about the vocals though, I think another thing that makes this kind of like, they sound kind of raw in a really cool way that also makes it stand out compared to a lot of modern music, because they sound largely untuned to me.
Yeah.
Like it's really good takes, but it's not right on. It's kind of got a little bit of that like whine that a lot of people would kind of like maybe EQ out a little bit. And like it definitely, like there are times when you can tell that it's not like exactly on pitch. Like if you were to put it in Melodyne or Auto-Tune or something like that, it would, tighten it up a little bit, but I feel like it would lose a little bit of character that really adds to especially this type of music.
As you say that, it makes me think like the way they differentiated the vocals from the rest of the mix to help it stand out a bit was probably like not overdoing it and just letting it kind of be what it is a little bit more, where it feels like the rest of it's got a lot going on effects wise.
Everything else is extremely more produced, and so that less produced vocal makes it stand out kind of.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. The other thing I just want to talk about this real quick, because it really drew me to this song particularly, is just how cool this cover art is. I absolutely love the like old-timey cartoon drawing. It's like it's just extremely eye-catching. I really like it.
Yeah, I like that too. It's very just fun. Not what I would have expected the artwork to be. That's probably why I like it so much.
Well, and they're just the kind of like content that they make surrounding their music and stuff like that. It seems like they really like to kind of embrace the goofiness of certain things, which I think is really fun, because there's so many people who, they take themselves too seriously. And I think especially in the age of the internet, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to not take yourself as seriously, because then more people are open. It's more entertaining.
Yeah, I typically tend to be more drawn towards the bands that aren't like super duper, like we're a band, we're fancy, and we're like big and famous. I'm more drawn to like something that feels a little more like
homespun.
Yeah, and just laid back and just fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for the final song of the episode, what do we have here to bring it on home?
So I was thinking about this as we were going, because I had a couple songs in mind. And I almost went with a Cure song, but it's fresh fine. So let's stick with something more fresh, current.
All right.
So this is a really good band. I think it's like a great ending song for anything. It's called Dark Green Water by Great Grandpa, and it's very, very emotional.